folks, welcome back to the channel. I haven't uploaded anything in the last few weeks, and that's because I've had a run of really bad luck recently, which I'll explain in just a second. So a bit of a different format for this video. I'll show you the few bits of footage I did manage to record on the few outings I had, and then I'm going to run through the kit and equipment I'm currently using, along with a few upgrades I'm looking at getting in the future. And just to give you a quick idea about the sort of bad luck I've had, when I was cycling home from the day filming my kit and equipment segment, one of the bolts that secures my saddle in place snapped clean off when I was riding, and I had to push my bike home. So here's the first clip then, and I'll just explain briefly what's going on here. This is on a Sunday, and I made my first delivery, which was a decent paying order, but it all went wrong after that. I got my second order to collect from Wagamama, but there was a location error on the DELIVEROO app, which meant I couldn't press the button to tell the restaurant I'd arrived. I tried walking to where it incorrectly said I had to go, but that ended up being on a busy main road, and I ended up having to cancel. Then I immediately had an order for Five Guys, which was paying quite a lot and only a few doors down. However, I soon realised why it was offering so much. It was because other drivers had previously rejected it, and then so did I when I saw the trouble going on outside. Now, I'm not going to get into specifics because there's good and bad people in all walks of life, and I don't want to generalise, but on Sundays in Guildford, a certain group of people usually venture into the town centre, and occasionally they aren't very well behaved, as you can see here. I didn't like the idea of walking through all that chaos, so I ended up calling it quits and thought I'd try again the next day instead. Here's how it all unfolded. Come on, man. Jesus Christ. Number on the bag. Wait, please don't. Yes, okay. Wow, 4.1 miles. That's the longest I've ever had. It is absolutely insane how close cars get to you along this road, especially. So the traffic's died down now for a little bit. But even along this kind of stretch of the road, they would still get, honestly, it feels like it's millimetres from you, even though there's nothing to prevent them from taking a bit of a wider berth. The worst one is when there's a traffic island, and I'm not kidding you, it would be me, a car, or even a lorry sometimes, both going through by where the traffic island is at the exact same time. On a bit of a happier note, however, I'm out in my t-shirt. How nice is that? I'll probably have to pop back in and get my hoodie at some point. It gets a bit chilly when I stop at traffic lights, but amazing. Can't wait till it's shorts, t-shirt, the lot. I've only done one delivery so far, and already I've nearly been knocked off my bike. I say nearly knocked off my bike, but potential to be knocked off my bike. But I was coming down this way, it might be on the time lapse actually, the time warp I did, and someone was coming out of a turning and totally didn't see me, and exactly the same thing happened just coming up here, where this car is about to turn left now. I think on my first video, but I wasn't recording at all. And even worse, it was at night, which is bloody scary. So I'm pretty sure I've had a delivery, at least one delivery, on each of my videos so far that goes out to Bramley. And on each of them, I've done a time warp. Which, sorry, you guys have to see the same thing every time, but it's the longest trip I do, I think. That was close. You've just seen it at different times of the day, that's all. Maybe we should try and make it a thing. Every video I do, we'll do the Bramley time warp. See if we can get it done. We'll reject that. This is too dangerous, I can't do that when I'm cycling. Especially not on this road. I didn't mention just yet, I've finally been accepted by Just Eat. Look at that. What an idiot. I know on GoPros, I think it looks different. It doesn't look as close as what it does in real life. My God. Bearing in mind, I'm using the widest lens available to the GoPro at the moment, so everything is really distorted, but that was so close. Finally the cycle path. Right, let's have a look. So I've been accepted on Just Eat, finally. So that means right now I have running Deliveroo, which is doing 1.5 boost at the moment. And then Uber Eats, which is, I think, also doing 1.5 boost at the moment. But because of the way Just Eat has schedules and you have to book it and things like that, I'm not due to go online with Just Eat until 7:30, I think. And then I think it says it's an extra £1 per delivery or something like that. I just had a message pop up from one of the 3 I've got running. I didn't manage to see what it said. Let's pull over and have a look. Let's see. Right. I'm sure it was. Oh, we've got another one for Deliveroo. What's this? You're having a laugh. 440. If somebody knows, then maybe they can leave a comment. In London, do you get an extra amount for each delivery because you're in London or any big city? Because I swear most of my deliveries, even on a 1.5, they average like £4 something. I mean, I look online at the various YouTubers I watch, and they're averaging like £6 something per delivery. And it seems to be like a pattern. Every time I come online when there's a boost, the first one is about £9, or it's a lot more than the usual orders, and you think, yes, excellent, it's going to be one of these shifts, and then every order after that it's about £4, £5. I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit too greedy. Next order's just come in for Wagamama, and it's going, I don't know how many miles yet. It's back the way I've just come down towards Shalford, Bramley, that kind of place. That kind of area. I'm gonna have to walk my bike here. God damn it. Last time I didn't walk my bike here, I got told off by PCSO. Oh, Wagamama, yeah, it's just right there. Didn't even realise, I thought it was the other end of the street. Good, good. I can just turn back round and get on my way as soon as I can get across this road. Is that me or what? Yeah, that's me. This is stupid, man.
Hello there.
Right, man. That's ridiculous. So I'm gonna have to reject that because I can't, even though I'm standing right outside the restaurant, it won't let me say that I'm here. Ooh, £10.13, Five Guys. Although, having said that, I just think I can see why the fees are so much. Yeah, I'm going nowhere near that. That's really annoying. What a nightmare. So that's where I decided to call it quits, hoping for better luck the following day. But that was equally as unlucky, worse in fact. Despite the fact there was another 1.5 boost on Deliveroo, I had 0 orders from any of my apps for around an hour. Eventually one did come through for the shop where I was waiting outside, but yet again there was a location error. Here's my location inside the shop, but it was telling me to walk 40 yards in order to click the button to say I've arrived. Bit annoying, but I walked down to where it told me to go anyway. When I got there, even though I was right on top of it, it still didn't let me click the button. And then my location shifted to the left slightly, which meant it was now impossible to go where it was asking me to because this was in the way. I reluctantly rejected the order, and not even 5 minutes later I stood and watched another rider arrive and collect the order I'd just rejected with no problems whatsoever. By this time I was completely fed up, so I just headed home having earned absolutely nothing at all. Before we move on to going through all the kit that I use to, well, try and deliver, I'd like to say a massive thank you to everyone for all your awesome comments. I read all of them and they're really positive and supportive. If you're able to and would like to support me even further, I've just started a page on Patreon and another on Buy Me a Coffee. I'm a long way from earning anything on YouTube and I'm clearly having no luck delivering at the moment, so anything to help keep the channel going would be greatly appreciated. Now onto the kit list, and let's start with the bike itself. It's a 2022 Scott Sub-Active E-Ride fitted with a 400 watt-hour battery which just seems to last forever, and with 5 settings including turning assistance completely off altogether, it's more than powerful enough to get me up most of the hills in Guildford. Apart from the saddle snapping off on the way home, I have nothing to complain about this bike, and after thinking about it, I think that may have happened because I sit a little bit forward on it as the crate that carries my thermal bag is right behind it, so all the weight has been put on the front. I was thinking about upgrading the saddle anyway, and one I have in mind is this, the Avenir gel-sprung ergonomic comfort saddle. Being on the bike for hours at a time, I'm looking for something as comfortable as possible, and this looks like it ticks all the right boxes. Next up, my phone mount. Of course everybody knows which one this is, it's the obvious choice, the Quad Lock. I've opted for the Quad Lock Pro because I like the fact that you can reverse mount it, so it sits directly over the centre of the handlebar stem. Wing mirrors. I bought these from Amazon because it's much easier than physically turning your head to see what's behind you. It also, of course, allows you to see your surroundings at a glance at all times, not just when you check over your shoulder. Probably one of the best purchases I've made, and definitely attracts attention from people. I use a top tube bag to store anything loose like keys, and what's great about this one from Topeak, and the reason I specifically chose it, is because you can store a portable charger inside the bag and run the cable out to your phone through a small opening on the side. The rear basket is also from Topeak and just about the right size to hold my thermal bag, which is the Spartan Pack Hydra Slim. Upgrades I'm looking at here when money allows are the large Phoenix backpack, also from Spartan Pack, so I can start taking pizza orders, and the M-Wave Rocky base plate to hold it in place. Moving on to the helmet. This is a Livell BH60 SE. Excellent for connecting your phone and listening to music or hearing directions better through the Bluetooth speakers on each side, but also because it has indicators on the back. I'm not sure how many drivers actually pay attention to this, but it's a safety precaution nevertheless, and I still use hand signals just to make sure. The only negative I have about this helmet is I wish the batteries lasted longer, because if I did a 4-hour shift late at night in the dark, the batteries would probably run flat in about half that time. It's not an issue during the summer, but when winter comes around again, I'll need a better solution. Bike cage and bottle are also from Amazon, the Alpha Trail Bike Bottle Cage Max and the Science in Sport 800ml bottle. No issues with either of these so far. And last but definitely not least, I secure my bike with a lock called the Kryptonite Keeper 12. The combination of locking my bike with this and the built-in rear wheel lock already installed feels pretty secure, although if money was no object I'd probably opt for something from Hiplock, which is far more heavy duty but with an eye-watering price tag to match, and way out of my current price range unfortunately. So that just about wraps it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it despite the misfortune I've had, and let me know in the comments if you have any of the upgrades I've mentioned and what the pros and cons are for each. Links to everything will be in the description. Meanwhile, I'll be fixing my saddle and doing more shifts, and hopefully my luck will change and I'll earn some decent money for once. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.